After 2 weeks. Wait, actually, I didn't even. They didn't register. So are you not
until
doing
right
it in
now
the office anymore?
I was thinking about it before I sat down, and I was like, why did I do it in the office last time? I feel
You're
like
just feeling inspired because you guys had
I
just
feel
like
like
redone it, put an extra desk in there.
yeah. No, I think Ant was like doing something down here. I don't know if he was like eating or I don't know, but that I think that's why I went upstairs. But I was like, wait, should I do it upstairs or should I do it down here? I don't really know. But we're back in the kitchen, living room, or neither of those things actually.
The dining room.
Dining room. It was a process of elimination.
Oh my god.
It's like when your mom calls like all of your 3 siblings before your name. That was that
always.
Always.
Actually, my Gigi's more guilty of that. She calls me
Yeah.
Kelsey. I'm like, Kelsey is my 10-year-old cousin, but and then she's like Tatum. Tatum is the youngest grandchild.
Oh my God,
She
that's
is
so funny.
one.
It's not even your sisters that she confuses you with. That's hilarious.
It's the K names actually. So there's the through line somewhere. So we'll get
got
it
it.
to her. Yeah.
Gotcha.
How are you? Last time you were in Costa Rica, how was
I know.
your like
Not as good as
re-entering
that.
of society?
I feel like I got right back into it because I went to work over the weekend.
Mm.
So we got home around like 1 or 2 o'clock on Friday. And then I went back to work Saturday, Sunday. So, and then today I was like super busy. So like thrown right back into the grind.
Are you working tomorrow or are you? Oh wait, no, because we actually have we have an appointment
No,
today
I
tomorrow.
will not be working
Thank
tomorrow. I'll be
gosh.
working for Only Human tomorrow.
Yes, that's another
Yes.
fun update. We have a little speaking
Spoiler alert.
engagement tomorrow, which I haven't even asked you like how you're feeling about it. So me and Jess are going to speak at my alma mater, my high school, Nazareth Academy, and we're going to speak to their seniors. And I think there's like 80 or so seniors. Like I think it's like right under 80. And Penn State was amazing, but it ended up being like a smaller crowd. So this is like over double what we had at Penn State. But I feel like once you get one rep under your belt, it just feels so different going in the second time around. At least that's how I'm feeling. I'm curious if you're feeling the same way.
Yes. I am feeling like that because I think if Penn State showed us anything, it showed us that we can pivot on the fly. Mm-hmm. Like we don't have to memorize anything. I think I was really worried about kind of like getting on a tangent and kind of forgetting where we're going with things because we want things to be very purposeful and not just like blabbering on and on. So I'm very like extra mindful of that. So I feel like if it taught us anything, it taught us that we can go off the script a little bit and kind of just like let the conversation go where it goes and we'll still circle back and do a good job. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about it.
Me too. And I totally agree. I feel like with Penn State, we definitely had like a certain amount of time set aside. So like we want to tell the beginning and like the middle and then like bring everything home and like full circle in a timely manner. And I feel like, yes, we can get on like off on tangents, but I also feel like that's when like the fun happens. And I think with Penn State, like we had a plan and we deviated from that plan, like not crazy, but like
not terribly,
just like spontaneously. Yeah. And yeah, I think it just built like that muscle and like a little bit more confidence. And I know like the narrative I'm telling myself for 2026 is, you know, I said a couple podcasts ago, like I love public speaking and I am a public speaker. And so I feel like that's already like starting to sink in. Although we usually start our speaking engagements being like, we're not public speakers. Do things that scare you. I'm like, do I keep that part in?
Do I keep that part? I think, I mean, oh God, I know. I think when we practiced the other day, I think you did a good job of being like, well, I say this, but just know that at one time I did not feel comfortable doing this.
Yeah. I mean, what we preach is like with anything, nothing feels comfortable from the jump. And so you always have to like, you know, just get through a few reps under your belt. But yeah, we did do a little practice run. That's a little BTS detail. We definitely like hop on Zoom, record it, and then, you know, do a dry run. And then we're like, all right, how did that feel? What would we change? Was it too long? Was it too short? So, but we only really do it once. Like we don't really.
Yeah. After like the first live event, just doing it one more time per engagement, I feel like is good. If you know anything about us though, it's that sometimes we can't land the damn plane. So that's why it's like planned. We cannot just sit up on stage and just circle and circle and circle. So we have a structure to it and like it feels good. It's a perfect balance between structure and then also just like real conversation.
Yeah, and I think we're finding the same rhythm with our Only Human Pilates events because we have 5 of those coming up. Our first one is this Sunday. And we haven't even like talked about that one yet. We're like,
Oh
we'll
my
cross
God,
that bridge when we get there, like literally one step at a time. But we've done, what was it, 2 already, right? We did the Den and then we did Fierce Fitness.
Oh,
There
yeah.
wasn't another one.
Yes.
But
I was
it
forgetting
2.
about Fierce for some reason.
Oh yeah, well, it was a long time ago.
It was so long ago.
But even that I feel like is just feeling more comfortable. But that's just a better environment in general. It's just more intimate, conversational, more engaging. But yeah, I'm really excited for Sunday too.
Yeah. We have a lot coming up. The calendar is booked. And your calendar is even more booked.
Dude. Yeah, it is a lot. I'm trying to just stay present where my feet are, take it one day at a time. It'll tie into my only human moment at the end of the episode. But yeah, this week it's all good stuff though. I always have to remind myself that. So yeah, on Wednesday I leave for Dallas, which this was such a spontaneous trip. It literally came about. I think I booked it a week ago. Yeah. And the
Those
origin
are the best
story. I agree. And I'm like always down to book a trip. Like I say I'm like not spontaneous and I like to like plan. But when it comes to like booking a trip, I went skydiving with 1 hour's notice. I'm like, there's a handful of things I will do without question, without thinking. So when we were in Nashville for New Year's Eve, Emmy's boyfriend, my friend Emmy, he lives in Dallas. And I was like, does Dallas have like a Western culture? Like I'm obsessed with Western culture. Like I feel like I would love Texas. I want to go to a rodeo. I've never been. And he's like, there's a rodeo in Fort Worth in a couple weeks. And so we like found a date and we just all booked. Well, not all, there's 4 of us going. It's Chris's friend and then Emmy and Chris and me. But yeah, we like got an Airbnb in Fort Worth and I'm so excited.
That's so
I've already
fun.
been like
Can
stalking the TikTok.
I don't even know what a rodeo is. Can you enlighten me? I can imagine what I think it is, but I don't really know.
I think it's like, well, there's a lot of events that go on during this weekend. Like Saturday is stacked. We're going to the Friday night rodeo, but they have like a pie eating contest, like a horse show, like something with chickens. Like it's just the most random, hopefully no one gets offended, redneck shit. Like, but I love it. Like I wish I could do it all. But as far as like what we're going to see on Saturday night, I'm pretty sure it's just like bull riding. Like when you have like the rider and the bull and they're like in the pit, I guess. And then you just see how long they could stay on.
Is it like multiple riders?
Yeah.
It's not just like one thing.
No, it's like a competition of who can stay on the longest. I have never been to one. I know the vibe. I don't know the specifics.
Got it.
I'm going
so
for the
you
vibe.
Got your cowboy boots.
Oh, I sure
ready to
did.
go.
I have my cowboy hat is like right on my dresser. And I was like, what if I just started the episode and like had my cowboy hat on? That's our shtick. Every single episode we join wearing something else new.
Doing something different.
It's going to be a little bit of a hard travel though, because obviously I'm still doing the parasite cleanse. So it's only like going to be the middle of week 2, like end of week 2. And it's just so freaking strict. Like from what
you're not going to be able to eat anything.
I'm literally going to bring stuff. Like I have fresh deer meat from my brother-in-law, like these jerky sticks, because you're allowed to eat just like wild grass-fed meat. And then I'm going to like prep grilled chicken, hard-boiled eggs. Like that stuff's literally going to go in my checked bag. I don't care if that's
You're gonna
diabolical
prep grilled
or
chicken and put it in your carry-on bag?
I think so.
Karli, it's going to get
so
warm.
bad?
Yeah, I don't think you can do that.
I won't be able to eat that?
No, I don't think so.
I think it might be okay.
I'm pretty sure it's like 2 hours out of the fridge. It starts like getting
another thing
funny.
about me.
Well,
I
okay.
don't listen to food rules. I'm like, and then I wonder why I have stomach problems, but it's not because of that. Like
it's not because of that,
like,
for sure.
Like whatever. I don't really get grossed out easily. I truly believe that most things have a longer shelf life than people think.
Yeah.
And
I can.
So yeah, I don't really get it. I should Google it to make sure. It's either that or like bringing it to cook there. Whatever. I'll figure
Don't
it
bring
out.
it raw. What? That's even worse.
What's the solution, my friend?
Wait, my sister just commented,
throwing problems.
yeehaw. And then she said, chicken can only be unrefrigerated for 2 hours.
Okay, well, maybe I'll put it in the cooler.
You know
But then
what?
it's gonna
You could
leak.
probably bring ice packs in a lunchbox and bring it in your carry-on.
Or I could go to the store when I get there, because Texas does have grocery stores, contrary to this popular belief and contrary to this whole
They have
conversation.
preps. Yeah, they have prepped
I could
chicken.
just
You could
buy
probably
it
just
when I'm
buy
there.
it.
Yeah.
This is so true.
Yeah. So okay,
Why
I'll
didn't we
figure
think
it
of
out. I don't know. I'll still probably make
God.
the eggs here though. But yeah.
So Karli put in our opening updates for the podcast today. Why does everyone still have their Christmas decorations up? Question mark.
Brother, we need to talk about this.
Oh,
No.
Rachel said buy chicken at the store in Texas? Question mark. I think it's
They
a
have
little
chicken there?
delayed. I know. Right? Actually, you might have to go check. You have to kill one yourself.
She
and
was
cook it.
screaming at her phone. She's like, "You dumb
Literally,
ass
she's like, just
bitch!
buy it.
There's chicken at a grocery store. You don't
And you
have to
probably
fly
haven't-
with it."
Yeah, you know what? You probably have an oven at your Airbnb too. You could just pop it in.
Oh my god,
Fresh
You know what?
chicken.
That's why I'm not the president. I don't know.
All right,
can
so
only
these
do
Christmas
so much.
decorations. Let's talk.
I mean, okay, January
What's
6th
going on?
is Little Christmas, so I can maybe see keeping them up until January 6th. But it is halfway through January. What are we still doing?
I think halfway is a little premature.
It is
only
January
the 12th.
12th. There's
The
31
halfway
days.
point's in like a
Okay,
couple
so
days.
we're like 25% of the way through. 24 something. Still, it is so like
Still.
you're not bothered by this. I'm always just like
I'm
when
not
it's over,
bothered
I don't
by
like to
it.
linger. Like I'm not a linger at parties.
Just like cut it off.
Yes, with relationships, like if when something's over, I'm like, like you are out of sight.
That sounded like a whip.
First that's and then it's but like
Rich.
I don't know. Like I get it. Like people want to hold on to the joy, and I'm not trying to yuck someone's yum at the end of the day. Like I really don't care. But when I'm going on my morning walks and I'm just like looking at Christmas decorations, it's a little bit confusing internally. Like it's
disorienting.
them. Yeah, it is. Cause I'm like, wait, but it's not Christmas season. So like it evokes a happy feeling, but it's false. It's a false
then you're like,
sense
oh,
of
actually, I'm
happiness.
supposed to be depressed. So
Yeah.
Rachel says Christmas lights are pretty and should be left up year round. So I feel like maybe it's like a mindset thing where it's like, ooh, this is still bringing me joy because they're pretty and
Okay.
can bring you joy. But you're like, well, no, I'm not going to be joyful because it's not the holiday season anymore.
I'm like, why don't
You're
we
like,
put up some
joy cannot
Valentine's
exist
Day
outside.
outside of the Christmas season? The Christmas joy is reserved, and it no longer has a place. I could see lights, but also, you know, those big ass like Costco skeletons that
Like the
people have just started to
inflatables.
leave up year round
yeah.
and decorate for every single holiday. Like they'll put like a Eagles jersey on it. Well, R.I.P. as of
Speaking of,
yesterday, so that's fitting. But like they'll put a Christmas hat on it. Like it's just universal decoration at this point. I feel like Christmas trees are starting to become that. Like I still,
become that.
yeah, I've seen Christmas trees in people's windows like in April. I'm not kidding.
They
Not
must
kidding.
need a lot of joy, honestly. That's what
And
I'm
you know what?
thinking.
This is a mental health podcast, so
To
who
each
are we
their
to
own.
tell them otherwise? Yeah,
You're just, you're not going to yuck somebody's yum.
no, but that's it. I won't take up any more of our precious time talking about Christmas decorations in mid-January, but I do feel a type of way about it, as you can tell.
I think February 1st is when you can start feeling
Okay.
upset.
Okay, all right. I'll hold my horses.
On February
my
1st,
Texas-
we'll let you guys know.
Yeah. I'm watching. I'm like, my head's on a
Yeah.
swivel. I'm like,
Clock is
what
ticking.
house can I judge next? Who has hard time letting go? A side note, I'm making it a goal to drink this whole thing by the time our episode is over. So I have
During the
to,
podcast.
yeah. It's 40 ounces. Yep, 40 ounces. So
Mine's 40 ounces too.
is it? Ratio.
Yeah.
Okay, we are 14 minutes into the episode and really haven't talked about a damn thing. So, do you want to talk about our topic for today? Because we're not doing pop culture. We
Yeah.
thought about it. We thought about talking about like the Golden Globes, but then I literally couldn't stay up for them, and then I like breezed through the headlines, and nothing really caught my eye. Like I'm like, there's not really much to talk about, and we were feeling much more called to talk about something else.
Yes. So you want me to introduce it? I feel like it's kind of stemming from your mind, but
Sure. Yeah, it was your idea of a topic, but it was inspired, I guess, by the TikTok video that I made about life purgatory. And I feel like it got a little bit of buzz. And when I say buzz on TikTok, I mean minimal. But there were a lot of comments of people being
Yeah,
like, I really,
there were
really
a lot.
resonate with
Yeah.
this. And so I think that was just kind of like our sign to lean into this topic, especially because we're feeling it so heavily and clearly other people are. So we kind of just wanted to like open up a longer format conversation around it because I think that video was maybe 2.5 minutes. So I guess like we can just start by saying like what even is life purgatory? And I don't even know if it's a term. I don't know if I coined it. Like it's truly just how I was feeling, and my family owns a funeral home, so purgatory is always, I'm like I'm
Top of
feeling.
mind.
Yeah, I'm like that's fitting. I should say that. But I
A
feel
lot
like
of
it's
people
like,
in the comments were like, "That's a good name for it." The
yeah, they
feeling.
were like, yeah, they were like, I've never heard that term before. Like this perfectly describes how I'm feeling. Because it literally does feel like you're like stuck in a waiting room, just like you
Yeah.
are when you die and you are in between, like, this life and the next of like waiting to get into the gates of heaven or whatever you believe. But yeah, I feel like it's not a bad place to be. It's not like you're like at rock bottom or like failing. It just feels
Mm-hmm.
like you're just a little bit stuck for what you know is on its way to you. And so I feel like
Mm-hmm.
it's almost like this test of patience. And yeah, I don't know, it's a really weird middle ground.
Yeah. It's so funny. Someone also commented like that they call it the waiting room, and I think
Mm-hmm.
that's like that's also a really fitting term for it, because it's like, just think when you're like sitting in the waiting room of a doctor's office, like you know that you're going to get called back at some point, but you're just like waiting, and then you're getting like a little bit more anxious and like restless, and you're like, okay, like it's going to be my turn yet? Like I know this is happening and I'm waiting for it and whatever. So yeah, so I'm curious what like really called you to make that video, and kind of like, because I think as many people also said in the comments, it's a hard feeling to identify
Mm-hmm.
that you're having. So what like made you even make that video?
I think it was honestly just the feelings themselves. Like, I can't remember when I made it. I feel like it's gotten like some new buzz on TikTok, or at least like consistent. But I think I made it maybe around my birthday. Was it like early
Mm-hmm.
December? Because
I
I think
think
I was
so.
just reflecting on like being 29. And I think like when you think about when you were a kid and like visualizing your life unfold, I would say I would think at 29, I would be married, I would have children, and like that would be fine if I didn't see that for myself in the future. That like, oh, I'm not there yet, or I don't want that yet. But the fact that I so clearly like envision a certain future for myself, but I just feel like I'm being like held back by the universe because it's telling me like it's not your time yet. I think that's
Mm-hmm.
kind of where those feelings came up. It's like I've never had more clarity in my mind and my life, not only just like, wanting to be like a wife and a mother, but like the career that I want, like what I want for us with Only Human, where I want to live and like what I want my house to look like and how I want to feel in my home. And like, there's just so many things they feel so tangible, but then also feel so far away at the same time. And so it was
Yeah.
just, it's this very weird like dichotomy of like being so clear on something, but then also feeling like the pieces aren't clicking quick enough to like keep up with, that vision that you really have for yourself and you hold for yourself.
Yeah. It's so interesting because it's like some of those things are like kind of out of our control when we think about it. And
They're
that's what I
all
feel
out
like.
of our control. Well, a
I
lot. Yeah,
mean,
you're right.
yeah, a lot is out of your control, but like it's just hard because you just get into this feeling of feeling like you need to like scramble and like do because like that's how you get to that place. But it's also like things don't happen overnight. Like it's
Yeah.
so, yeah, it's like such a weird feeling. I feel like you feel it a lot in, the aspect of like being single at 29 and like not really having anybody in the foresight of being able to date. But I feel like I feel it too, just like kind of in a different way,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people on TikTok were kind of saying that this is just kind of how their 20s felt. And like once they turned 30, they had this like newfound clarity and like patience and understanding of just like what's coming to them. But then there was also some people that, like we talked about earlier, like you and I, we talked about how, you could feel life purgatory at 42. Just say you got divorced or now you're a new mom or something like that. Like you can feel it at every life stage, but I just feel like in your 20s it's so prevalent because it's such a time of like figuring out life.
Yeah. I actually want to read a few of the comments because I think that'll just like paint the picture. I do feel like there was like a large span. Like I have some written down, but then I also think I have some from my memory. But one comment said, me, 32, no husband, no kids, a master's degree, a house. I need the next thing. So like clearly she's built an amazing life for herself. She's educated, she owns a home, but like she wants that next step. And really like
Mm-hmm.
that's the part that can feel like it's out of your control. And then somebody else says, I couldn't agree more. I'm 32 and I can't believe this is what my life has come to right now. And that actually made me sad, but that also like I resonated with that because I'm like, I'm 29. And if you were to tell me in eighth grade that, you know, you'd be living the life that you are at 29, in some respects, I'd be like, wow, that's really cool. You're doing a lot of cool things. You're following your passions. But like in other respects, I'd be like, wait, what? Like, you don't own a home yet? Like you don't even have a boyfriend. You're not married. Like, what about kids? Like, your biological clock, like all of the things. So I
Mm-hmm.
think I knew what this girl was talking about when she said, like, I
Yeah.
can't believe that this is what my life has come to. I do remember that comment about the 30s of, and I've heard that before, not just with that comment, but people have said, like, once you become 30, you just really care less about what other
Mm-hmm.
people think. And you also
You
just
kind of just
have
step
this,
into yourself a little
exactly.
bit.
I was just gonna say that sense of self and things just come easier because you just start to like follow your intuition a little bit more and just like be unapologetic as you move through life.
Mm-hmm.
But then there was a comment of somebody who said, you know, I'm 42, I think she said, like I have never felt, you know, like I'm in purgatory, you know, more than I do now. And it really made me think, like it made me ask the question, is this just something that is so situational and like you just said, and I think the answer is yes. Like this can happen at any stage of life. It's circumstantial. Like yes, we're more
Mm-hmm.
prone to it in our 20s because everything feels like it's in flux. We are bridging the gap from like being a college student to like being a grown ass adult or mom. Like a lot happens in that decade, and so there's just so much room for like flailing or like going off course or deviating from your peers. And so I think that just, you know, induces a lot of like internal stress and doubts. But I also think you can start over in a million ways when you're 40 or 50 if you're getting a divorce or retiring and having a whole new life open in front of you. And I also think when you're waiting for that next chapter to start, before it does, it's going to feel the same, you know, to anybody regardless of
Yeah.
age. I
Yeah.
think like that's something that brings us together.
I feel like the thing that I'm feeling it the most with right now, I think, well, there's kind of two things. I feel like you and I both feel like this with Only Human. Like we
Mm-hmm.
see it so clearly, like almost to a fault sometimes that we're like, no, this is what we're going to do. Um, and we just like are frustrated that we're not there yet. And sometimes I'm like, okay, is the universe telling us to pivot and like that this isn't the thing, or are we just being impatient? Like growth is slow and like I don't know, like it just makes you feel so, it just makes you question everything. Like,
Yeah.
and there has to be a point where you can kind of like enjoy the ride and like sit with the uncertainty and the just like unknown of like, and just like keep making that best next step. I feel like that's what I keep telling myself. It's just like the next best step,
I think that's
you know?
also something we're really good at. Like we are always good at taking another step and we have not stopped moving this whole time. And sometimes I think we're hard on ourselves with the timeline in the
Mm-hmm.
context of Only Human, and I'm talking about externally across the board, true for everybody. I think we live in this day and age of like instant gratification and like we want it now. But sometimes I take a step back and I'm like, me and you, how far we've come. We've just met a little bit over a year ago. We had the idea of the Only Human project for a really long time, but we didn't launch our first episode until June 2nd. So, like,
Mm-hmm.
literally a little bit over 6 months. And so, just to think about speaking at Penn State, speaking at Nazareth tomorrow, we have 5 Only Human events, you know, over the course of the next couple months. Like, we've shown up in a lot of different ways. And so, I think that's also something that is important to just keep top of mind when you're feeling
Yeah.
like you're stalling. It's like think of all of the little wins that you would have looked into the future years ago and been like, wow, that's really fucking cool. But now, because it's all relative, it feels really
Mm-hmm.
small and minuscule compared to our lofty big dreams.
Yep.
But things take time. And I think we're learning
Yeah.
that. Doesn't mean we don't want it
Yeah,
now,
definitely. It
but we're
doesn't
learning it.
But then I'm like learning about Joe Dispenza, and he says that there's no such thing as like things needing to take time.
It's
Like
funny. I
there's just
didn't
no
know if
such
we were
thing
going to get through this episode without mentioning Joe
without
Dispenza
mentioning.
once.
I don't know if
And
there
we
will be
didn't.
another episode. So if someone doesn't like Joe Dispenza, they probably can't listen to this podcast anymore.
It's honestly a good point though. And I think I struggle with that the most because like the whole notion of like there's multiple, what does he even call it? Like there's multiple
Multiple like
dimensions or like
um
quantum, like because you can leap into another
yeah.
quantum.
So it's like well, you can quantum leap. So the quantum is like the whole thing, like the universe, just say, and then there's like different like realms of possibility.
Okay.
So like there is like an alternate world in the future where we interview Taylor Swift in a week's time. And then there's another one where we are rudderless and can't find anyone to come on our podcast. Like so you basically just have to like choose which one you want to like drop into because
But it's
they're
also
all
like the present,
possibilities. Like
right? Like it's not like, oh, that's in the distance. You said in a week, but like, doesn't that reality isn't what he preaches? Like it's essentially right next to us right now. Like we could drop into it in like a minute
yeah,
and get the
yeah,
biggest email
right.
of her life saying
Yeah,
yes.
exactly. Right. Yes. It's I'm just thinking about it more in context of like we might think like, oh, well, we have to get to, 100,000 streams and, we had to put in 5 years before someone of that caliber would be on this podcast. Like
Yeah.
there's no such thing as like hard work equaling results or like time equaling results. Like anything that you want can happen tomorrow. I actually just finished the like part 2 of the book today and now I'm on part 3, which is the meditation part, and I'm super excited.
Really? Okay. I'm going to have to do some catching up on my flight to Dallas because I
Oh
got a
yeah.
lot done in Nashville or like on Nashville, like the to and
Mm-hmm.
from. And Dallas is even further flight. So I will
Yeah.
hopefully catch up so we can like do that part semi together.
Yes.
But
I also another way that I guess I like feel it right now is I feel like my lifestyle is like what I dream about and picture, and like I want to live this really luxury lifestyle in Florida by the beach in this like sick apartment with floor to ceiling windows like overlooking some body of water, and I can see it so clearly. I know how I'd feel, like you said, like, and I think our hustle culture just makes us think that like we have to just keep like pushing and pushing and pushing and go to like get to that destination that you can so clearly see.
yeah, I feel like it's a function of both. Like I feel like I'm
I
also a little bit
know.
old school where I'm like hard work does trump all, but at the same time, actually there's a quote that my track coach used to say, and let me make sure I get this correct. When preparation meets opportunity, right? That's when
Yeah.
you find true success. And
You know
preparation in
what
my
quote
book
I
is
just
doing
saw
other
about?
things. What?
I'm
Oh
sorry.
shoot, I need to drink my water. Go ahead.
No, what I saw on TikTok today. It was like a manifestation TikTok. It said success is when delusion equals preparation or something of that nature.
Okay.
Like when delusion meets action,
As
that's
long
when
as
you get
action
success.
or preparation is in there, because I
Yeah.
do think sometimes people miss that piece. But I think that's also when life purgatory feels the realest, is when you have that vision and that clarity and you're following it up with actions. Like, I don't think I would be feeling life purgatory as hard if I didn't feel like we were grinding behind the scenes and we weren't ready for a big opportunity. And I didn't want to live in a beautiful suburban home with a piece of land and be a mom. And like, you just feel
Yeah.
so ready for those things, but you also feel like you've put in the work to receive them. And that actually reminds me of one of the TikTok comments was somebody said, my Reiki master says, instead of calling it your waiting period, call it your receiving period. And so that begs the question, like, if I feel like I've put in the work and I'm so ready, shouldn't I just sit back and like trust that I will receive and like it's on its way to me? But
Mm-hmm.
that's the hardest part.
It's so hard.
So
I
I'm like,
know. And
is
that's
it?
where it's like,
Is
what's
it?
the balance? Like, do I keep
Yeah.
working and working and working, or do I have to actually just sit back and be ready to receive? Like, not obviously sit back on your couch
Right.
unemployed, but like, not, drive yourself crazy trying to like get to this place that you want to be.
Well, I know, again, this is huge with Joe Dispenza, but you talk about wanting to live like this luxurious Florida life. Like, do you feel like you walk around now feeling like that version of you? Because I know that's a big part of it. It's like acting
Yeah,
as
it
if you already
is.
have the thing, feeling as if you already have the thing. I mean, it's a little hard to do that in your current circumstance because it's so different than the
Yeah.
environment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like he would say that there's a way to, though. So I don't think so. No,
Well, something
I
that
don't think so.
I've actually had to do, and you told me about your lottery ticket stint with
Oh, yeah.
like the act of, I guess, just like visualization, but like really embodying a future moment and like
The
feeling like it's
feeling.
yours. And something that I think when it comes to life purgatory, there's constantly this like push and pull of like grieving something that is not yet yours, but like holding out hope that like one day it will be. And I think I was very much in the state of like grieving something that hadn't found me yet, specifically when it came to like singleness. Like, I feel like for the longest time, I really didn't talk about being single because it really didn't impact me for like 6 years. I think it's only like ramped
Mm-hmm.
up in the last like year to 6 months that I'm just like okay to actively talk about it and be vulnerable and just be like, I'm really struggling. Like, I want a partner.
Yeah.
I'm ready to start that part of my life. I think I was grieving that, like, I didn't really have a partner yet, and I was kind of like grieving the possibility. But I think with 2026, I had just had such an energy shift, and I feel like I inherently already feel grateful for the partner that I have yet to meet because I
Mm-hmm.
truly believe that he's out there. And I think that's also like, I don't know, you're just always stuck between those emotions when you're going through like the purgatory stages.
It also begs the question, are we ever going to feel like we are not in purgatory? I would love someone to answer that question.
I feel like no, because like
I don't
also
feel like we are.
it's funny because we both had our own separate podcasts, Figured Outable and Figuring It Out. And I know, like, I
It's
actually
the
thought
whole
about this.
basis of it.
Right. My podcast, Figured Outable, implies that it can be figured out, but yet the verbiage behind it was like, we're all in a chronic state of figuring it out. So good thing we changed the name because there was an inherent flaw with the name of that
Oh my
podcast.
God.
But I truly believe that it doesn't matter what age you're at, you're always going to be looking toward the next thing. So even when we are, you're in Florida and you're living this luxurious lifestyle or we're killing it with only human, there's always going to be something bigger, shinier, better because we're evolutionary beings. We're meant to grow. And so I think with that, like, we're never gonna want to stay the same or be stagnant, or at least our
Yeah.
personality types. I think some people can.
Yeah.
And that's also something I said in the video was like, I so envy people who are content with like a small mundane life. And like, that's not
Mm-hmm.
bad. I'm not saying that
No.
that's wrong in any way, shape, or form. People are just happy, just being. And that's
Mm-hmm.
wonderful for them. I'm not one of those people, but I envy I envy those people.
I say that all the time. I'm like, I wish sometimes that I didn't have goals and ambitions and like, because I would have so much more time and energy and headspace. Like, people like talk about sometimes at work, they'll be like, oh yeah, I like went to the pool. I like read this book today. And I'm like, I like, I legitimately do not have time to like sit and read a fiction book or like just physically I do not. I have literally so many things to do. I have like 3 full-time jobs, you
Yeah.
know?
Well, the
So like
scary
always
part
working
is,
something.
yeah, well, you actually do. Like, obviously, you have your nursing job and then only human, and then you're so involved in like Aunt's business and like helping with that. And then you're also going through a lot of life changes right now. So you're like, researching and you have the house to sell and whatever. Like, there's so many
Yeah.
steps that if you do want to eventually be down in Florida, like, there's just so much that needs to get done before that
Yep.
big move
Yeah.
can happen. The scariest part is though, I feel like we're both always doing something. We're both always on the go, but we don't even have children yet. So I'm like, as a mother, I guess
I
life, your
know.
life is just forced to slow down. Like
Yeah.
all the other
You're
priorities.
forced to just drop some things. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm like, right? Like, because you can't, like, there's no
Surely
way.
we don't add another thing to the plate, right? Someone please.
Hello? I'm like, yeah, something's got to give. So
Oh
I
my
always just
God.
commend the moms out there because I'm like, they are like, children are a full-time job in
Oh my
itself. And
God.
I hear us saying how like busy
I'm
we
like,
are.
I
And I'm
have
like, we
no
have no idea.
time. Yeah.
Yeah. A mom's
I
like,
want to shout out Brandy Burfey. She's the freaking goat. I like
I
when you
always say
say that, I
that.
think about her. I'm like, she is just one of a kind. She does
I
it all.
completely agree. I literally always brag about her to like anybody that I can. Like I also just love the way that her and Teddy parent their children. I
Mm-hmm.
love the way they're raising their children. Brandy homeschools. They live on a beautiful piece of land. They prioritize their kids being outside.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they teach them prayer. Like I
She
just
somehow bakes sourdough. Some like, I'm
and
like, how do you
play
have time?
things
And
like
yeah,
yeah, she really is one of one, that one. When I become a mom one day, I'll be like, Brandy, can
I
you
know.
write me a book? How you do it?
Yeah, seriously.
Um, so
So
I
I feel
guess,
like the
yeah, go ahead.
two
Go ahead,
podcast
lead the
hosts
way.
trying to wrap it up.
I actually noticed we kept speaking over each other last episode, and that's just I think being virtual, it's a little bit harder to
It's
like pick up
hard
on like
to pick up on it.
cues.
That's so funny because I feel like it you wouldn't think it is. Like I don't know
Mm-mm.
why because I'm still looking at you, but I don't know if it like lags or what, but it is hard.
I like
It's
made
hard.
myself be intentional about slowing down and allowing for more pauses because I felt like last episode I was like jumping down your throat. Like I
Really?
wasn't letting you get a
Okay.
word and like I was interrupting and talking on top of you and I listened back and I was like, Jesus. Like so it was like frustrating to listen to. So
Really?
I mean
Oh, I
I'm
didn't
just
feel like
being
that.
harsh.
Yeah, like you're
But yeah.
yeah, you're judging yourself, so it's
But
always
nonetheless,
harder.
steer the
Is
ship,
that
my
why you
friend.
brought your water so that you would have to take pauses?
Yeah, I'm
Speaking
really
of,
behind. So
drink up.
you go ahead. I'll
Take this one.
yeah.
No, I feel like we've talked about, the fact that we probably will always feel like we're in this period of waiting, but we don't want to be in a chronic state of like restlessness and impatience. So like how can we kind of embrace feeling this way?
When you say that, I think it's really just enjoying the chapter that you're in. And I think so often we live in the future, right? We live in the future, and so that's called, what is that saying? It's like if you live in the past, you something. If you live in the future, you're experiencing anxiety. Either
Quote
way,
that.
what I'm
Carly Visconto. When you live in the
get
future, it's
tattooed
called
on your
something.
body. But the point is that we're not living in the present. And so I think like we hope and we pray for this future state to come that we forget to enjoy the current state and all of like the current blessings. And when we do reach that next chapter that is so clear in our mind that we desire so badly, it's going to feel that much better and that much sweeter. And so I definitely think just like appreciating again where your feet are because every single day that passes, like you're never going to get it back. And it's a unique chapter, even if it is a chapter of waiting. Keep waiting, keep preparing yourself so that when that
Mm-hmm.
opportunity or that person enters your life, like you couldn't be more ready to meet them
We're
where they're at.
ready. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I
I
feel like.
love that. I feel like also kind of going back to what you said earlier, um, other than preparing is kind of just looking back and kind of transporting yourself back to just say whatever version of yourself it could be, your 20-year-old self, your 15-year-old self, and just being like, oh wow, like I am a homeowner. Like that was, if I told myself that at 15, like that would be really cool or whatever it is. And just kind of like appreciating the ride, but not from where you're at now. Just like looking at your accomplishments from a past version of you because this version of you only knows that. So I feel like it's much more impressive when you think about it in that lens, even if it's something as silly as like this just popped into my head. For me, like my job, it's very, very difficult to start like and be new in my job. You like have anxiety. It's like very high stress situations. And so when you go to work, you're like kind of scared about what's going to happen and if you're going to be able to handle it. And so like the version of me that like showed up on my first day of work and was like, oh my God, what am I getting myself into? Like would look at me now and be like, oh wow, she's a boss. Like she's confident at work. She like feels like she knows what she's doing most of the time. But yeah, so just even if it's something as silly as that, like just being able to look back and celebrate your accomplishments.
Yeah. And the last thing that just made me pop in, like that popped into my head when you were saying that, it's like you're saying like, you know, it's kind of like you versus you, or like an old version of you looking at a new version of you. But like how much of life purgatory and your internal feelings is like induced by the external world. And I think once you recognize that of like, oh wow, I feel like I'm in life purgatory because I feel like I should be at this next chapter. Yes, I feel internally ready, but it doesn't help that I also see all of the people around me entering that next chapter that I feel like I should be too. And so I feel like, you know, the name of the game, we always say comparison. It's never going to go away. I think it shows up in like every facet of life. And I think it's no different here. Like we are in the waiting room because we feel like others are getting called into their appointments, right? To like go on and go forth.
Yeah, that's so
And
true.
we're being left behind, but it's like left behind in comparison to our peers. So if we just drop that comparison, then it doesn't feel, you know, so bad.
As
and it's
heavy,
just, yeah. So I think that maybe can help a little bit. But yeah, either way, I do feel like reframing it, I think just to bring it all together, if you're not waiting, you're ready to receive. And I think that alone just kind of like flips everything because you know that it's coming. And I think that's the most important part is just having faith that that next chapter will start.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
It was really cool that you were able to make that video because there were so many people that said like, I felt this way, but I never was able to articulate it. Like, I just want to go back to one of the comments that was like, I've never had someone explain how I'm feeling so clearly before. And I love when that happens because it's so, like I said in the beginning of the podcast, it's so hard to actually identify like what the feeling is, at least for me. So I think it was really cool. And a lot of people like felt very much less alone when you made that video. So,
and isn't that the whole goal
keep it up
thing? That's literally
all
our
of
mission.
our viral videos are from Karli. So, just saying.
It's not a pattern just yet.
Queen.
No. So far, it's just random. But the one that went the most viral was about dogs. So maybe we should get back on that train.
This is
people
not
don't give a
about
shit
humans'
about
mental health. It's about pets' mental health now.
So funny. Speaking of, did you come with an only human moment for us this week?
So I had one. And then, wait, it comes around. Jessica. So I had one. And then when you said it in the beginning, I was like, oh shit, I forget what it was. And then, so I spent this entire podcast anxious about, I blacked out at a couple points.
Oh no.
I was so anxious about my mental health.
Oh my God.
But
no.
I got one. I
was it the one that you originally
No, I don't think it was the original one.
Oh my God. So funny. Okay. Go ahead.
Now you need
I feel
to know
so bad that you had that experience.
But I'm like, this is live. I can't just like be like, give me 1 second. I need to think about it. Okay. So it's not my mental health moment. My only human moment today. So I had an appointment. I had so much to do today. Like I just got home from vacation on Friday. I worked 12-hour days, watched the rest of the shitty Eagles game yesterday. So I wasn't able to get anything done. I had a ton to do today. Huge to-do list. And I was like, okay, I feel like I have all day to do this stuff. And I had an appointment at 12 o'clock today. And it went over by like 2 hours. Like I thought it was going to be like an hour. It ended up being 3 hours. So I like literally was shaking. I was so anxious about getting all this other stuff done. Because if there's anything about me, it's like if things don't go according to plan, that really throws me off. So yeah, my only human moment was the fact that I was like so anxious. I was like, Aunt was like trying to ask me things. I was like, I'm like literally so anxious. I can't even like think about what you're talking about. I'm sorry.
So what was the resolution? Like, did you just have to like, you know, move a few of those items to tomorrow? Did you end up getting everything done? Like what ended up happening?
Well, the resolution is just that I'm going to be up late tonight.
Oh, really? Oh no.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
What
I
do you
mean, I
have to
did.
do?
I had more
Anything?
time. I had more time than I thought I was going to. So I got like a lot of stuff done before the podcast. But I basically, I really think I just have to shower and fold the wash, which is not
That's
like
what's
crazy.
left. Okay.
But I wanted to be able to shower prior to the podcast so I can just go to bed.
Jess's type A is
But
coming out. People are like, "What is this to do?" She's like, "I have to shower," which is so funny because I
shower.
put a you if you saw my to do list, I'm like shave, shower, wash and dry hair. Like I write down
It's so
everything
bad. Put socks
because it
on.
keeps you on task. Like it does
Yeah.
overwhelm you because your list is like double the
It's
length
so
that it should
long.
be. But then if
No,
I
I
can
love
just,
checking things off the list though.
and it's also
I
about
like when the
getting it out
list
of
is
your
long because I'm
head.
just like, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was just gonna make a. I've been meaning to make a TikTok about that. Like, I feel like that's my biggest life hack is because my mind is like running a million miles a minute all the time, and I'm like, oh, I
Mhm.
can't forget this, and as soon as I think about something, I write it down in my notes on like
Yep.
my to-do list or whatever it is because I'm like, then I can just forget about it. Otherwise, it'll just keep circling and circling and then I'll remember again and be like, oh my God, I forgot. I'm not going to remember
Yes.
next time. So yeah, I feel like that is a huge hack to just like write things down. That
Is your
helps me
to-do
so
list
much.
on your phone or in a notebook?
Yeah, it's so organized too.
On your phone?
It's like color coded. Yeah, it's
Oh
on my
my
phone.
God. That doesn't shock me. I have your calendar of like your work schedule and then it's like ants a certain
Yeah.
color, like work's a certain
color.
color.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay,
Well,
what's
all
your
right.
only
Hopefully your
human
day's
moment?
almost over. My only human moment is just this past weekend. Like I feel like when we think about the weekends, we always like glamorize them, or I feel like especially when you're in like your late 20s, it's like you should be like going out and like having fun and like doing things. And truthfully, like I didn't do a single thing all weekend. Like I just feel like I was kind of conserving my energy for the craziness to come because of like Fort Worth, and then I get home and I have to drive to the shore for my Gigi's birthday, and then we have Only Human the next day, like our Pilates event,
Oh
and then
my
we're
God.
recording that night, and then like
And I'm
luckily I
recording,
think
yep.
Monday's a holiday, so like it's only going to be a spurt of like 5 crazy days, which like I could do anything for 5 crazy days, that's fine. But I just wanted to just take a beat this past weekend, and so I just like got a lot done. I only my 2 big outings were Saturday morning. Me and Alex went to Yardley to walk on the canal. Then we went to the farmers market and a farm. So that was like my big day out. Like this
No,
is
that is like a big
amazing.
day out for me. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Well, that's also like
When
a
I do
wholesome activity
nothing,
that I would
I
like to
do
do.
nothing.
Well,
Like I
that was
don't
just a
leave the
morning.
house. That yeah, I don't think that counts, but whatever
Okay.
you
And
want to
then I
tell
took my
yourself.
nephew to Dave and Buster's. That was another big outing. But like other
Oh
than
my
that, I
God,
was
what do
in
you mean?
Jess is like, you had the best weekend
I'm
ever.
like, that sounds great. You said this is your thing, staying in all weekend to relax and get stuff done.
I mean, relax
Relaxing
probably
at
wasn't
Dave
the
and
right word
Buster's.
because my to-do list was so long for every single
Yeah.
day. But I just feel like
No,
it's
it's
not
good.
a
You got
sexy
some social
weekend.
time in
Like,
there.
yeah, yeah. But I was in bed by like 9, both Friday
I
and
feel like
Saturday.
that's your ideal weekend, actually.
I
Wholesome
guess, but I just
activity,
think when I'm like
coffee
comparing
shop.
myself to others, I'm like, I probably should be. It's the shoulds that get me sometimes because
Yep.
I'm only human. So
Yeah.
that's that's the only human
There you
moment.
go.
And
In a
it's like the little
only human
under.
moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it.
Wait,
That's all
you
though.
said something I wanted to comment on, but
Do you remember?
I'm trying. No, you said, oh, you were like, I can do anything for 5 days. And every time I hear that expression, I think about it. It's so funny how we use it for anything. Like
It's true.
if like if I'm doing a 1 minute like plank, I'm like, I can do anything for 1 minute. Like that's what I tell myself. But then it's
This
like
cleanse, I'm like, I can do anything for
you're
1
like
month.
anything for like and it's like, okay, can you
I can
do anything
for 1
forever?
year. But when I
Like,
went to Penn, I was like,
it's
I can
just
do anything
funny.
for 4 years. Like literally,
Yeah,
it's
like
just
no, that's what
yeah.
people say about like a job. Like, oh, you can do anything for the 3 years, and it's like, where does it end? Like, I don't know.
You're like, but I don't want to. That's the point.
You
I
can
don't
do
want
anything
to.
forever. Like, I don't know.
That's
so
so funny
funny.
and so true. Oh my God. I think this is the quickest we've ever wrapped up, under 50 minutes, which is
I
perfect because
know.
then we get to both be, we have an early morning tomorrow. I'm going to 6 a.m. Pilates.
We do.
So we have to be at Nazareth
my
at 8:30. And then off to the races.
And then I'm going to the Brandon Graham event tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to bring him a sweatshirt?
Yes, and a hat, a green hat.
Yes.
So, Brandon Graham and
I don't know the other one's name.
no, it's Jihad. Oh my God, I'm blanking. Jihad
I can't
Campbell.
help you.
Jihad Campbell.
Dejan Cooper.
I wish Dejan Cooper was going to be there. They're having like a meet and greet event. So I'm going to go over there and I'm going to give them sweatshirts and tell them about our podcast.
Hell yeah.
And a hat.
If that's not a go-getter, I don't know what is.
I know. Listen, Alex Warren, I'm like, psh, give me all the celebrity interactions.
Oh my gosh. Oh. Rachel said have fun tomorrow.
Yeah, thanks.
Very sweet.
Rach.
All right. Well,
It was just like an intimate podcast with Rachel. We just interacted with her the whole time.
also, you're feeling chatty today. I've tried to wrap this thing up like 7 times. You just keep yapping over there.
I felt that too. I was like, I need to shut up. I've been talking this whole time.
I'm just
Feels
kidding.
weird.
I know I like it. Give us more. Usually I'm the one that's like, you got to
yeah,
shower
and also,
still.
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna do it.
I know. I gotta
Like,
go.
one more thing.
I gotta go.
Well, thank you guys for listening in, and we will see you next week.